Hey everybody, today I wanted to bring you along as I'm installing a little succulent garden for a client of mine here in North County, San Diego. So most of the landscapes that I design, I have somebody else come in and install them, and that's actually what happened for the rest of this person's yard. I designed all of it, and then I had a landscape crew come in and install everything else. But for this one specific area, we wanted to do a really special little succulent garden. It's right next to the patio. You're gonna see it all the time, and it's a really small area. So instead of trying to convey what I wanted to happen to somebody else, I decided that I'm just going to install this project myself. So I'm at the nursery now to pick out some succulents. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get them all here, but if not, I might need to make a couple more stops. But anyway, let's go inside and see what we can find. So the first thing I'm going to get are some of these Aeonium kiwi. This is one of my favorite varieties of Aeonium because they stay real small and they form nice little clumps like this. So I'm going to go ahead and get a couple of these. This is the shade succulent section. Luckily the area that I'm planting is mostly shaded, so I can really use any of these. I'm definitely going to pick up a couple of these echeverias because they add a really nice texture. And then I'll just kind of mix in a whole bunch of other things. Luckily, I have a few projects that I'm working on right now, so my plan is to just kind of get a lot of stuff, and then I'll use what I can for this project, and anything else will get used in a different one. So this is what I've got so far. Clearly, I need to get a pickup truck, but we're not quite there yet. So you can see it's just an assortment of succulents in different colors and sizes. This should about do it for this project. I do need to find a couple of bigger things just to anchor the whole design and give, you know, a really good base to mix in all of this smaller stuff. And then I do probably need a few more of the 4-inch. These are mostly 6-inch things. And so I need to find a few smaller things to mix in as well. But we're getting there. You can see I just have chosen a wide variety of colors and textures. I'm going for a really lush, colorful look, and so all of these succulents should definitely do that for me. Okay, so I've picked out a couple of bigger things to anchor the whole design. One is this really cool mangave. It almost looks like a snake. I love mangaves because they give a really interesting look. And then I've got an aloe, and then this is Aeonium Sunburst. This is one of my favorite Aeoniums because they don't get very big, and this one has a lot of damage from potentially hail or something, but the new growth looks clean and fresh, but they have a nice striping. Like I said, this Aeonium Sunburst is one of my all-time favorite Aeoniums. Okay, so I stopped at another nursery and picked up a few smaller things just to kind of fill in the stuff that I couldn't find at the first nursery. And then I also picked up 5 bags of just an all-purpose topsoil so that I can create some elevation change. When you're planting succulents here, especially in San Diego, you don't really need to use anything special, so I just got kind of the cheapest topsoil that I could find. But anyway, I'm at my client's house now, so let's go in and get this show on the road. Okay, so as you can see, I got the succulents all planted. I started by bringing in a good few bags of soil so that I can mound it up. It's somewhat hard to tell in the video, but the succulents actually slope up so that you can see all of them. And then after I finished that, I came in and added a few good-sized rocks. Not a ton, I think there's maybe 5 or 6 throughout the whole bed, just to kind of anchor the design. And then I brought in some bigger 5-gallon succulents, just 3 of them, again, to anchor the design and so that I would have something to build out the rest of the succulents around. And then I just came in and just started to build it out. A succulent garden like this is pretty easy once you've done it a few times. I tend to go for a wide variety of colors and textures just so that it looks super interesting. And succulents are really hardy, so you don't have to be all that gentle when you're planting them. You can really just kind of like, you know, take a hole and shove it in there. And then a lot of these are also cuttings that I cut the root ball off completely and then just stuck it in there. And then finally I ran just a single line of drip tube with emitters every 6 inches right down the center of the bed to water everything. And then I came in with some river rock. Now the river rock isn't actually my first choice. It was here and so we used it. I would normally use a 1/2-inch black lava rock or something like that, but now that it's in, I think that was actually kind of a happy accident, because I think the river rock looks fantastic. And I wouldn't have chosen it, but I'm happy that that's what we ended up with in the end. So then maintenance for a bed like this is super easy. What I'm recommending to the client is that they have somebody, whether it's me or themselves or another landscaper, just come through with the fine-tooth comb about every 6 to 12 months, just to cut anything back. If anything is leggy, taking it out and sticking it back in as a cutting. And then inevitably you'll have to replace some things, and you'll want to add some new to keep it interesting, and to keep it fresh looking. But other than that, a bed like this is actually super low maintenance, even though you get a lot of color and texture. And so I really love doing designs like this out in the garden. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.